today we're going to be doing another movie review, and this time I'm going to be reviewing The Bad Guys, DreamWorks' newest movie. So, I am a pretty DreamWorks fanboy, if you do say so. I'm a really big Pixar nerd. I'm a big DreamWorks fan. There's a difference between those, okay? I'm a fan of both, but I'm mostly a Pixar nerd. But DreamWorks, on the other hand, I'm kind of a fan of their movies. I grew up with a lot of their movies, like Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2, might I add. Those are probably one of my most favorite movies ever, especially 2, for many different reasons. I might even do a video on 2 if you guys want to see that. Who knows? But, so, DreamWorks has been doing kind of crappy with their latest movies. We got The Boss Baby, which I don't even want to think about Boss Baby, okay? That was such a colossal disaster that I don't even know what to think of it. Trolls, saw it in theaters, didn't really think much of it. It was a meh. I haven't seen Trolls World Tour. I heard it's not that great. And The Croods 2, I still haven't seen it, but apparently it's great. So I haven't seen The Bad Guys until yesterday. So this movie came out in April, like last month, and I didn't see it. But everybody was saying it was really good, and I was like, all right, I want to check it out. So yesterday I got to see it, and oh my god, I was mind blowing. I'm gonna go over the pros, and then the cons, and then what I think overall. So the pros of this movie: the animation is actually gorgeous. I was stunned about how the animation looked. I'm a big sucker for animation. When it comes to Pixar, I'm always blown away by their animation because their animation is so different from each film. And also, it kind of does. DreamWorks also does the same thing. They kind of switch animation, like art styles, throughout their different movies. But Illumination doesn't. But we're not going to talk about Illumination, okay? But the animation was so stunning that even though that it is just kind of shades of orange and I guess tan and stuff like that, and yellow, it's still a really great looking movie. It's very like Spider-Verse esque. I know everybody keeps comparing, new animated movies to Spider-Verse, but Spider-Verse basically changed how animation is now because animation, especially with newer movies that are coming out, the animation just keeps on getting better. Especially with Spider-Verse because Spider-Verse just changed that whole narrative. The colors are really vibrant in that movie. But anyway, we're done talking about Spider-Verse. But also, The Bad Guys was based on a children's book. I remember reading one of the books, and I don't remember anything about it. But what I really like about this movie is that the character designs, the character designs are really unique, but also very simple. I really like simple character designs because you can really like stand out with those character designs. Because I feel when a character goes way overboard with a lot of detail, it can go either two ways. One way, it just looks really messy and it doesn't look cohesive, and the other way, it looks really badass and awesome. But simple designs can also work with other characters. Like Monokuma, for example, you can see him behind me. Go check out that review if you haven't. But Monokuma, Bill Cipher, is some of the Disney characters as well, like Mickey Mouse. They all have really simple character designs, but you can immediately identify with them. And that's what I feel with this movie. They all have really unique character designs, but they're really simple. They don't go extreme with realism, which I really like. And especially with the characters, usually especially when movies have a lot of characters, a lot of main characters, like in a group or a gang or anything like that, usually you don't get enough time to know the characters. You're just kind of focusing on the main guy of the group, and the others just kind of follow them and just for comic relief. But what I really like about this movie is that you get to spend each time with each character, and they all have their unique personalities and unique advantages because of their animal. Like Mr. Snake, he's stretchy and he can shed his skin to escape, or can just be a snake. That's awesome. And like Miss Tarantula, where she has like a tiny laptop. By the way, this review is going to contain spoilers. I forgot to mention that, but I'm pretty sure everybody has seen the movie because it's that awesome. But Miss Tarantula, she will like have a computer, but she would also use all her 8 legs to type or anything like that. That's also great. And, Mr. Piranha, where he can just eat everything because he's a piranha, so they just eat everything really fast, which is great. Uh, but they all have their unique personalities as well, and you also get to know them very well. They each have an equal amount of screen time with each other, which is great. But I feel like the main two characters in this movie are Wolf and Snake. They have a really interesting dynamic.
Today's his birthday. Not relevant. He's a sweetheart. You're a sweetheart.
I thought that they were just like, just part of the game, but everybody was best buds. But no, Snake and Wolf really have a really great connection. So when they're fighting later in the movie, you really feel that for them. Even though that we have only seen like a couple of scenes with them, especially during the opening scene in the diner, where they're talking to each other, and you can tell that they've known each other for a very long time, and they're goofing around and do all that stuff. So yeah, very awesome. Really do like that. Even some of the human characters are in there, like the police of Chile, the chief of police can't speak English properly. I thought that she was really funny as well. Did a fantastic job. She was very funny, and very goofy as well. So that's also great. But also I like how Wolf and her are kind of like Batman and Joker, which like one can't live well with the other. That's literally what she says when he's getting arrested. She's like, man, what am I going to do since you're arrested? You're like a part of me. And I'm like, oh, I see what you did there, movie. I see what you did. Ah, that's funny, right? It was actually pretty funny. I'm just sarcasm. But also, Diane, pretty awesome. I ain't gonna lie. Don't call me a furry, please. I swear to God, if you call me a furry in the comments, I will do nothing because I'm just that nice. She was a really interesting character as well. And also what I really like about the movie, they're talking about the Crimson Paw, and in the opening scene, or when they're in their base or whatever, they're talking about it on the news, how like they didn't escape, or they tried to steal the Golden Dolphin trophy, but they didn't, and they haven't been caught. So that was really interesting. It was a little foreshadow there, so that's pretty awesome. And also, it was a really great scene where she's on the bike during the climax of the movie, and she literally just gets in her suit and just hops on, and her bike turns into a briefcase, and then she just walks up to the the chief of police. That was pretty awesome. That was awesome. The whole climax. Wow, what a terrific looking animation. Everything was really nice and clean. Everything was really nice and simple, but everything, you were just immediately on edge every single time. You were just leaning forward to the screen because you were just in that moment. I never felt any boredom when I watched this movie. I was always hooked on the characters, on the plot, everything. And also Professor Marmalade, pretty awesome villain. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy him, but I don't really enjoy him as a villain per se. He's a great villain. I just wasn't really interested in him all that much. But he's a great character nonetheless. But I also like how when he's all nice and happy and stuff, his hair's all nice, his whiskers all neat. But when he goes crazy savage mode and he's about to murder our characters, his hair gets all wild up, and he just has those eyes. He's just ready to enslave. You know what I'm saying? So that was pretty funny. Nice, a nice touch there. But I also like how his plan was literally to enslave his own kind, to steal money from charities that he put money into. That was just amazing. It kind of reminded me of Batman Returns, where Penguin is literally controlling all the penguins, and the penguins are just wandering down the street. That kind of with mind control and all that. That's what that reminds me of. I'm pretty sure that's an Easter egg. Who knows? I don't know. But I also like how he literally stole money from charity. Like, screw you, Make-A-Wish. You got cancer, too bad. No more for you. That was just the funniest thing ever. And I like how the guinea pigs just basically Grand Theft Auto the charity trucks and just drove off. That was hilarious. Everything in this thing was hilarious. Everything was really nice and thought out. And also, speaking of Easter eggs, the opening scene, it reminds me a little bit of the opening scene for Pulp Fiction. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that looks very similar to Pulp Fiction. So that's very nice. Who knows if the director's a Quentin Tarantino fan? Who knows? But everything was really nice. And also another pro that I have with this movie is the dance sequence. Good Tonight. I'm pretty sure that's what the song is called. I've been listening to that song since yesterday. It's such a banger. It's such a great song. Everything in that, the music, the way how they're distracting, but also getting really into the music, because basically they had to steal the golden dolphin. But they had Snake was trying to steal a code to get the secret dolphin, the dolphin trophy, so they can run off. Um, but the chief of police was holding him like a martini, and the guys were rushing over to like stop her from trying to drink out of his mouth, which is a little gross. But then they stopped, so Piranha hops on the stage and starts singing, and then freaking Shark is on the drums, and everybody's getting into it. So then she puts Snake down, and then he gets the code. But everybody is there. It's trying to be like a distraction, so they can do their plan to break the to scan the breaker boxes, so Mr. Tarantula can hack into the security system and all that stuff. So that's what they're supposed to do. But they're really getting into the song as well. While they're doing their heist, which is pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. And then Diana and Wolf are dancing, pretty awesome. Really nice dance choreography there. Really nice. Animation was amazing. Really like that. So yeah, banger. If you have not listened to that song, please go check it out. It's on YouTube. It's called Good Tonight. It's the Bad Guys song. Banger. Loved it. That's another great pro that I have with this movie. Now let's talk about the cons. There aren't many cons that I could really find in this movie. None at all. I feel like a couple of cons that I could find are the fart jokes. There are quite a few fart jokes in this movie, and I don't really like fart jokes all that much. But at least that they didn't, use it so much to death. Like Piranha, when he gets nervous, he farts. Very funny. But they don't use it very often. They only use it when they're trying to escape or, doing anything like that. That's a really great touch, but just a little bit too farty for my taste. Another con that I have, another con, there aren't any more cons. That's literally the only con that I have with this movie. Fantastic movie. I highly recommend it. If you guys have not seen this movie, please go check it out. It's amazing. It's mostly for younger kids, but I feel like I really enjoyed it. There are some humor for some adults in there, so good luck with that. But also, just fantastic in general. I really am. I feel like DreamWorks is going headstrong with their newest movies. They're going back to their golden age, which I really appreciate. Instead of having Tobey Maguire voice, a child, and Alec Baldwin as a business baby. How? How does anybody pitch that to the studio and be like, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Guys, we need to make this Boss Baby movie right now. Okay. Anyway, besides talking about Boss Baby, I highly recommend this movie, as I already said before. Please go check it out. It's great. I feel like this is going to be a new classic for me. So, yeah, that's about it for this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't care what you do, but you guys know what time it is. So, bye, guys.